Get ready.
Howdy folks, how are you? I just thought I'd go through a quick video to go through the route that I'm doing or did for my Doolough to Achill Island route. So this route, I did it in August of 2019, and it's literally just a day trip. So day one is just me commuting from my home in Kildare over through Galway and out by Mom Cross down into Leenane and out to Delphi, which is where I'm starting this route from. So it's literally just a day trip in terms of the actual route itself, starting in Delphi. So I'll just walk you through that route. It is a nice route, particularly in the summer, although I didn't get the greatest of weather on this particular trip. But you can do it in one day if you're starting in and around the Leenane or Delphi stroke Doolough area. And it's basically a loop out from Delphi, out onto Achill Island, and then back through, coming through a place called Furnace. Making our way back. Now I won't go into too much detail because obviously I'll go through the detail itself through the vlogging video, but I just wanted to give you a high level overview of what route it is I'm taking and the highlights of what to expect to see in this series. So as I said, the trip starts from here, point one, which is the Delphi Mountain Resort, a beautiful resort in just across from Leenane, across this Killarry Harbour. It's set within the Connemara Mountains, an absolutely beautiful setting. If you've never been to Delphi, it's well worth a visit. It's great for outdoor activities, etc. But it's also good for a base of operations for a trip like this if you're doing a day trip. So basically what we do is we start here in Delphi and we head out, and we're basically going to head northbound towards Louisburg. But obviously the first point of interest is Doolough itself, which is literally 5 minutes from Delphi itself. So you'll come up here onto this road here by Doolough. Now if you've never done Doolough before, it's just one of those must-do places if you're ever in Ireland or if you're from Ireland. It's part of the Wild Atlantic Way. And it's just a beautiful places. It's probably one of the most scenic places in Ireland, certainly in Connemara, but you have to do it. I'll just give you a street level view here so you can maybe get a sense of what it's like. So that's the road there. That's the road heading out towards Louisburg. But if I turn it around here, you'll see back towards the Doolough itself. So you can see it's surrounded by this basically a basin of mountains. I think this one over here is Ben Gorm, which I tried to hike one time. But this road here heads back in through this valley here and brings you back towards Delphi, which is where we're starting from on this particular trip. And obviously would eventually bring you right back into Leenane itself. So Leenane, I think, is famous for the film The Field. It's a very famous Irish film. And I think the bar in there, it's called Gaynors, or the Field Bar, is where a very famous scene from that movie was filmed, where the Bull McCabe goes in and tells everyone not to bid on his field. But anyway, so that's the first point, and as I said, it's just 5 minutes up from Delphi. So we'll continue on out this road. And instead of heading directly to Louisburg on this trip, I've included this little back road here, which comes back out to the coast, because I'd never done it before and I was curious to see what was out there. And it's actually worth the effort to get down to it. There's a lovely little beach down there. Here it's called Silver Strand. I believe there's a few silver strands in Ireland, but this is one here, not far from Doolough. And just so you can get an idea, again, I'll go to street view here. It's a beautiful little bay, little sandy beach and cove down here, and it's a nice drive down to it. I believe there's a nice hiking point here. I think it's called the Hidden or the Lost Valley or something like that, but I might be wrong on that. I'll put a link to or a note in the video itself to say confirm what it's called. Excuse me. So when you come out of there, you basically loop back in yourself. It doesn't take too long. Like this whole road here only takes about 10 or 15 minutes to get down. And then you head on out towards Louisburg. And then from Louisburg, you take the coast road out along towards Westport. Now this is a fantastic road. It's looking out right over the Clew Bay all the way down it. And here is Croagh Patrick as well. You'll go past the famous mountain of Croagh Patrick, which is a huge hiking spot. A lot of people hike up it. Often people will do a pilgrimage up it where they hike up the whole mountain in their bare feet. It's a really, really stunning road along here. So you'll go into Westport, on up to Newport, where you'll cut out westward. And then you'll get to here. Now normally I would go straight out here to head for Achill, but this year I always thought that this road here was a dead end, so I've often overlooked it. But this year I went out, I was curious, and I headed out, and it actually paid off. It's a stunning road. It brings you out to a viewing point for what's called the Spanish Armada viewing point, which basically looks back in over Clew Bay, which is where I believe 5 ships from the Spanish Armada in 1588 sank around here. So there's a viewing point that looks back onto it. It's well worth the effort. Again, I'll go to Street View and see if I can get a sense of what it looks like. So as you can see, it's out in the wild. It's quite high up. It's looking back in, like Clew Bay is over here. Croagh Patrick is off over across the estuary there in the distance, and then you would follow this road out, and it will eventually bring you back into the mainland towards the entrance for Achill Island. So you'll follow this, as I said, you'll come in here and then take this road, back onto the main road, and you'll cross the bridge here over onto Achill Island. Now the thing is, as soon as you come over the bridge, you'll go through the village here of Achill Sound. And you're looking for a left-hand turn here. You'll see it. If I go to Street View, there's a few brown road signs for it, pointing it out. There's the sign, and you can see, as I said, you'll see all of these brown signs pointing down towards it. So be watchful for these and make sure you take that exit. Otherwise, you'll just go straight out onto Achill Island itself. And you'll miss this road here, which is the Atlantic Road, I believe it's called. And this is a road you don't want to miss. It's absolutely fantastic. So, as I said, take this road out. It's beautiful along here, but from here onwards up to here, it's absolutely epic. If I zoom in on point 5 here, I'll go to street level again and give you a sense of what the roads are like. So as you can see, I'll just move it a bit forward here. This is one of the viewing points. It gives you a great view back along the whole length of the coast. So the road we're continuing on, you can see it down here in the corner. It literally goes out here and follows this coast all the way up and out and around here. It's absolutely stunning. And if I look back from the road we've come from, we will have come from up along this coastal road here. So it's well worth the effort to get out to it. I highly recommend it. So you'll take that coastal road out, and then you'll loop back over a mountain pass here, which will bring you onto the main thoroughfare onto the island. You can take this road or that one. It's up to you. Just on this trip, I happened to take this road. But then that brings you out onto the main road that brings you right up through Kiel, the little village of Kiel, and then out here, and it'll eventually deposit you down. This is a stunning coastal road. It's a high cliff road, and it goes way up and then drops you right down into Keene Beach, and Keene Beach is right at the very end of Achill Island, and it's absolutely stunning. Let me go to Street View here, and hopefully we'll get some views of it. So you can see it's a beautiful little beach. There's a car park, a big car park down here. It can get quite busy down here, particularly during the summer months, but it's really, really nice. When the sun is shining, all this water is all aquamarine. It's absolutely stunning. And as you can see up here, that's the road leading back out, and it goes up and up and up way over the mountain, and it's a great road down and into it. And there's absolutely some beautiful hiking trails along here as well that'll bring you out over the head here over Keene Beach. So if you're into your hiking and you have your gear with you, you can hike along there. It's a fantastic walk. So again, one more thing now here to note. You can either do it on your way over to Keene Beach or on your way back. But there's a little road here. I only found it myself a year or two ago, and it brings you into this here. I think it's a reservoir or a hydroelectric plant or something. But you can drive into it, and again, I'll go to Street View. There's a little off-road. Keep your eye out for it, and then it'll bring you down a narrow little twin track, and then it drops you into this beautiful little reservoir. There's a little, the Street View won't go all the way up to it, but there's a little dam there, and then when you're in there in the car park, there's a fantastic view back over the entire length of the island. It's absolutely stunning. So definitely well worth the 2 or 3 minutes it takes to drive up to it on your way back. So after that then, you can make your way back down and head off the island. Now, you can go back the way you came, straight out through the main thoroughfare, or you can head out here. There's a famine village out there, and some more coastal road. But on this trip, I went straight back off the main route and then off the island. Now, there is another point that I haven't yet gotten to see myself. I might do it on my next trip over, called Achill Island. And there's a bit of a story behind that, where this guy, I think the story is that he couldn't get planning permission for something, so he built this huge big concrete thing that was called Achill Island. I'm not 100% sure if it's still there or if he was made take it down, but I must look out for it on my next trip and see if it's there and try and get up to it and maybe put the drone up onto it. But once you come off the island, you make your way back around here. Again, another stunning drive. And then once you come back onto the mainland here off this peninsula, you start heading north, and you're heading for Bangor. And this is a great drive. Again, the road gets quite quick along here. It's full of forests and mountains and everything. And you'll get up to Bangor, where you turn right when you get through the village, and then you follow this road all the way out. It's the N59. And you'll follow for a few miles, excuse me, until you get to this small little junction. Now, you have to watch for this junction. Again, I'll just go to street level and zoom in on it. Here it is here. So if you've followed the route that I've outlined here, you'll be coming down this road, which is the main N59. And then you'll have to watch for this turn here. As you can see, it's a little narrow country road, so it's very easy to just miss it and bypass it, but you're watching for this road. It's the R312. And the reason that's important is because that brings you down through this section of road here, which brings you through a place called Furnace, and down onto this lake here, through a national park called the Nephin Mountain Range. That's Nephin, 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 not Effin. But that is, particularly going in this direction, an absolutely stunning drive. One of the guys in the BMW club brought us through it one time, and now anytime I'm over there, I always include it in my route. It's an absolutely stunning drive. Again, I'll go to Street View so you can get an idea, particularly down here around the lake on it. Well worth the effort to get down onto it. It's absolutely gorgeous. There is a bit of twin track on it, and it gets a bit gravelly, so particularly if it's raining or in any way wet, just be careful on it. But it is an absolute stunning drive. So once you come out of there, it drops you basically back down onto Newport, and you're on the homeward journey from here on. So you'll head back down from Newport down into Westport, but instead of taking the coastal road out this time towards Louisburg, we're going to stay mainly inland, and the reason for that is to drop down here. This pass here is called the Sheafree Pass, and at the far side of the Sheafree Pass here, there's a little pull-in spot where you can park up and you can go walk around a little headland. It only takes 2 minutes, and then you're looking out over this section here, which is called the Tawnyard. And it's like something out of Jurassic Park. Hopefully it'll come across in the video, but definitely worth the effort to get down. And then the drive through here brings you through the Sheafree Pass, the rest of it, which is an epic valley that brings you through the mountains and deposits you back out here at the bottom of Doolough. So then, obviously, depending on the time of the day it is, if you've left early enough in the morning, it should still be quite bright. You can go up and have another look out over Doolough before heading in for the day into Delphi. And that's basically the route then for the day. So as you can see, it's a big loop, like a double or triple loop out. it's just under shy of 200 miles. If you leave at about 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning, you should be back to Delphi by about 6:30, 7 o'clock in the evening. If you're anything like me, that's allowing for maybe an hour for lunch and stopping, taking photographs, or if you've got a drone. But it's a beautiful drive and well worth doing, particularly if you get the weather. So I hope you enjoyed this trip. Hopefully you'll go ahead and watch the series, and I hope you enjoy it. So obviously, if you do, please like and subscribe and share it with your friends, and we will talk to you again. Take care.